For the past months, I have presented several demos of different ways to achieve EVM and WebAssembly support for Cosmos chains. I demonstrated code transpilation from EVM code to eWasm, and then running that eWasm code on the Mythos chain. But this method is not optimal. And today you will see a demonstration of an EVM interpreter that is a contract in WebAssembly running on Mythos. And this EVM interpreter interprets the EVM bytecode directly. The EVM bytecode itself has a very small footprint, so there is no reason to make this footprint bigger by transforming it into a WebAssembly module. Also, we want to support multiple EVM flavors at the same time and multiple other interpreted languages. And we want to achieve this without needing to always change the base layer. So WasmX becomes the foundation not only for EVM, but for any interpreted language used for creating smart contracts. I have a local chain running the latest Mythos and WasmX. And we have our Remix plugin here that can deploy EVM bytecode and ABI information on the Mythos chain. And we have Kepler connected to our local chain here. So what we do now is just compile the storage contract. We get the bytecode here and the ABI. We already have a label with the name of the contract, which is storage here. We can add more metadata about the contract, and this is stored on chain. We can have a site, we can have an icon for our contract. This is a label for the actual contract that will be deployed, and now we can just deploy this contract on our local chain. We use the message deploy code message. And we get back the contract address that we can just copy here. And we can fill it in our dApp. So what just happened now is that the bytecode that you've seen here is saved on chain as is. In the background, the plugin sets the appropriate interpreter dependency for this contract, which right now is the EVM interpreter for the Shanghai version. And now when we use our contract from this dApp, our EVM runtime bytecode and our transaction call data, for example, setting this number variable to 6, and we are calling the message execute contract with this call data, and we get the response. So this call data and the EVM runtime bytecode are sent to the interpreter contract, and we get a transaction hash, events, and so on. So now if we retrieve the value, we get 6. So we can read any variable as normal. Again, the EVM code is interpreted by a WebAssembly smart contract that was written in AssemblyScript, because WasmX already supports contracts written in AssemblyScript. And this demo is a testament of the type of flexibility that WasmX already has. So WasmX becomes the foundation for EVM2. eWasm, the old implementation of eWasm, will become obsolete, and now EVM is fully interpreted by WasmX by an interpreter contract. Various types and versions of EVM can coexist, so can run on the same chain, and WasmX is ready to incorporate other flavors of Wasm, and especially integrate tightly with the Cosmos ecosystem.